Hi, I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Tony Northrup.
And you're watching News, Booze, and Reviews. Sans the booze.
We'll have some booze later when we review the pictures.
Okay.
Which, by the way, will not be in an airport this time. So sorry about that for the last couple of weeks. Thanks for bearing with us.
Thank goodness.
We've been on the go.
Yeah. And this episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for creating a fast and easy website or portfolio. We use it, and if you'd like to try it out, you can get a trial for 14 days. Just go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code
Photo News. That'll give you like 10% off if you decide to buy.
If you decide to buy it. So the trial's free if you decide to buy, 10% off.
First, some news.
News. Well, we talked about the Sigma DP2 Quatro before, but they finally released when it will be released and how much it costs. And they're saying it's $999. That's $1,000. You're not tricking us with that dollar. And it's coming out
under $1,000 though.
Yeah, oh, it's just under. What am I going to do with all that dollar? And it's coming out in the beginning of August. So if you're excited about this, now you know the price and when you can get it.
So I think they're interesting.
Oh.
First, they are the ugliest cameras I've ever seen. But they have a foveon sensor, which is an interesting type of sensor. Instead of having the usual matrix of 2 green pixels, 1 blue and 1 red pixel that kind of combine to make 1 pixel, there's just 1 pixel that can detect any visible light. And so that means that instead of taking these 4 pixels and blending them together, you have 1 pixel. So you should get more detailed pictures. And so it has a 19 megapixel picture, but basically that would be equivalent to like 19 times 3 megapixels or something. So it should be 19 megapixels, but better quality megapixels than we've ever seen before.
Yeah, Sigma's saying it delivers image equivalent to 39 megapixels.
Yeah. So I guess that's 19 times 3 for red, blue, and green.
We should try it.
I'm super excited about it. I don't think they actually intend to sell a lot of these. I think they want to show off their sensor and hope some camera manufacturers start to build them into other cameras. Sigma can make cameras, but they're just not one of the popular vendors for whatever reason. Anyway, ugly, interesting. They have 3 models with prime lenses, like wide, normal, and slightly telephoto. So we're excited. We'll see if we can get a demo version.
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
That is the front of it. It's ugly from every angle, but I appreciate that they took a new design on it. It looks like it looks like a functional design.
Yeah,
it looks
does.
like it would fit well in your hand. Aesthetically, it
At
doesn't
least it's
resemble
different.
Previous cameras. Yeah, they rethought it, and it's function over form. And now the new Panasonic FZ1000 was just announced today. This is a fixed lens camera, which means it's not an interchangeable lens camera. We used to call these point and shoots, but they're getting so capable that it makes it sound very amateurish. It's kind of a cool camera. It has a 25 to 400 millimeter, what they're advertising as an f2.8 to f4 zoom. So 400 millimeters f4 sounds pretty awesome for this little camera.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we know
That's
they're
not
tricking
happening.
us, right? Yeah. What they've done is they put the focal length into 35 millimeter terms, but they didn't put the aperture into 35 millimeter terms. So it makes it sound like it's some sort of super powered lens that defies the laws of physics and math, and well, it is defying laws. It's a 9.1 to 146 millimeter lens. I do want to complain about how they're advertising it. You can see here they say it's f2.8 to f4, 25 millimeter 400. It has brightness that resists blurring even with telephoto shots. The problem with that statement is that at the telephoto end, at 400 millimeters, resists.
Does it succeed? It's like...
Well, it's 400 millimeters f11 in 35 millimeter terms. So you shoot 400 millimeters all the time. What would it be like to shoot at f11?
That'd be difficult, yeah.
Yeah, because you're usually shooting like action and stuff.
Yeah.
Living things at 400 millimeters. So
you need a fast shutter speed. And then with the aperture
at f11, you'd have to...
That closed down. It'd be so dark. I mean, you just have to go out on the brightest of days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really tough to use f11, so I don't think the 400 millimeter end is going to be that useful on it. I will say they're not... I went through like 35 different media outlets that were talking about this particular camera.
Yeah.
And only one of them did the proper translation on the aperture.
Really?
And that was DP Review.
Yeah, and they're very reputable.
Yeah, I think they are the most reputable news site, and this helps to reinforce it. Like, they actually made a pretty chart here
that
showed how what the 35 millimeter equivalent aperture is across the zoom range. So here the new FZ1000 is in yellow here. And you can see it's not bad. It's kind of in between some of these other cameras. Like the green line here is just a D3300 with kind of a cheap all-in-one zoom lens. And you can see the aperture is actually much lower. The f-stop number is much lower, meaning it has a equivalent, much larger aperture. It's going to be gathering a lot more total light, meaning you'll get cleaner images and you'll be able to use faster shutter speeds.
I was really surprised with your crop factor videos how outraged people were that you suggested that the marketing of these lenses wants you to think that you're getting a better lens than you actually are. I mean, I don't know why that would be shocking or a controversial statement. That's just marketing 101. You want your customer to think they're getting the best thing possible. And people are paid just to do that.
And I'm just trying to educate consumers so they know that there's some trickery going on here. Yeah, I got people who were irritated by it, but then I got other people who are like, well, of course they're going to try to trick you.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't even say like trick. It's just like when someone sells a home, you just try to show the best of. Yeah. And sometimes that means that the numbers are a little bit misleading. If you're educated about it, it shouldn't matter, which is what you tried to do.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means you have to take into consideration that your aperture is going to be pretty shut down when you're at 400 millimeters.
No, and I think it is a cool camera, mostly because it also shoots 4K video. So it's
really all about 4K video.
I really am.
I know, you're very excited.
It really is like the first point and shoot fixed lens camera that can do the 4K video.
Every time you predict something's going to be popular or useful or widely used, you're always right.
Yeah, and I actually think this is a good f-stop range for video. Because at video, you can't shoot wide open with a deep background blur because people move and you'll be coming in and out of focus. So you'd end up shutting it down for video anyway. And so I think it's probably a good lens for video, but it's not a 400 millimeter f4 lens. It's a 400 millimeter f11 lens, and that can be great for the type of work that you would probably do with it. So,
you make a great point. It depends on the work you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Bird pictures in flight?
No.
Never.
Sports, not going to be great. It's not going to be the same as a DSLR. You'd be better off with that green line there, that D3300. Well, I do think it's the role of the media to kind of educate consumers. So in this case, I wish some other websites had done this DP review level translation of the aperture. I did see people in comments bringing it up, and I really appreciate that. That's what you can do to help out fellow consumers. Just mention in the comments, remind them that they need to do it for the aperture. You might even have to explain the difference between light intensity and total light gathered, but we have videos that can help with that. New Photoshop feature. Yes. This is you.
I'm really excited about this. And the Creative Cloud, they're kind of announcing that on the 18th of this month, June, they're going to talk about some new features that they have. And one that I saw was, I don't know what it is. It's like...
Well, it automatically selects parts of your picture that are in focus.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know the name of it, actually.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it. I called it Select in Focus, but
I think it's Select in something like that. But anyway, it finds the pixels in your image that are in focus and it selects them, and it's really incredible. You may be wondering, oh, why does that matter? Actually, we can link to a video so you can see how it's used, but it'd be really useful for portrait photographers, especially because you can just automatically select your subject that's in focus, reverse the selection or inverse it, and then blur your background or change the colors or do whatever you need to do. I think it's very practical. I imagine I'll be using it often.
I think the number one use is going to be to use the camera blur filter to just add a
lens
little
blur.
More background blur. I'm excited about it. It's going to be free for anybody who has Photoshop CC. So you have to have that monthly subscription. But I advertise this all the time. They do it for $10 a month, basically. You get Photoshop and Lightroom, their photographer deal. So that's a pretty good deal for Photoshop, which is expensive software.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else like it.
So next, I want to talk about our segment, Boring to Scoring. Woo! Some of the stunners. If you buy our book, you have access to our private group, and we call those members stunners. And some of the stunners started a really cool thread, thank you, where they show their pictures before and after buying our book. So we got some really good examples. Erky started it, and he's really sweet. He's always trying to help us out. And you can see 2012, that's his Osprey picture. And by 2014, that's pretty good. And he's gotten even better since that picture. Yeah, he's definitely had
better pictures since. But he learned how to get close. That takes a lot of techniques, not just big lens. And he got the light right. He's got the low.
He's got the shutter speed right.
Yeah, nicely done.
I like this one too. This is a great example.
Yeah, that is great. This first picture, the color's just kind of flat. and washed out because the light is behind the bird here. The bird is front lit and nice and close. You know, the exposure looks pretty perfect, and catch light in the eyes, no catch light there. Just huge difference. Here's a portrait, and again, it's the lighting that makes all the difference. Like, kids, cute in both pictures.
Yeah, but they have no catch light in the eyes.
Yeah.
It looks like they had an eye for photography. They knew how to make a great composition, but didn't
the composition
understand.
is good on that one.
Yeah, the composition's nice, but it looks like they didn't really understand their camera functions. And here, it's properly exposed. There's a nice catch light in the eyes.
Yeah, little things can make all the difference.
Yeah.
Here's another portrait, and wow,
The
what a
difference.
difference a little bit of study made. I'm so proud of these people because so many people mistakenly think that you're born a photographer, that it's a talent that you have to you either have or you don't.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a skill that you study and you develop through
Yeah.
practice. But not just practice. You also have to have a fair amount of just studying and communicating. And so that's what Stunning Digital Photography, and that's what the group helps people do. And
Mary always
what a
takes
huge
people's
difference.
advice. She's really good about taking critique and just listening to people's advice and applying it to her photos. So that's why she's advanced so much.
The book will teach techniques, and that gets you pretty far.
Yeah.
But I think the social element of it, working with other photographers, getting feedback, that's the part where it's personalized.
Yeah.
And helps you grow in the specific ways that you need to grow, the mistakes that you're making.
Yeah, so I have fun looking at this thread, and I was really glad that people shared their photos. It's fun to look at. I can't believe the difference.
Wow. I can't believe they took a good kissing picture.
Oh, kissing pictures are
Because
usually
kissing
heinous.
pictures are a little creepy.
They can be gross.
But the newer picture up here is on the top. And yeah, that's 6 months after buying Stunning Digital Photography, and they just made it so much better. A beautiful picture. The lighting
Yeah.
there, the
So
first one.
Thank you, everyone that submitted your pictures.
Are you done looking at
Yeah,
pictures? 'Cause
I
these are
mean-
so good.
They are really fun, but if any of you stunners want to see these, you can go on SDP, the SDP group, and look through this thread. It's fun.
Oh, look how much better they're.
I know.
They had to learn how to properly expose. We show that in chapter 10, and most people do underexpose their night pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll have to come back to this thread.
I know, we'll come back to it
Later
because
on.
people keep adding really great pictures to it. Actually, speaking of all of the great pictures that our stunners have shared, I think a lot of you would be interested in a photo contest. And National Geographic is having a travel photo contest. And we got a link for you. Just go to sdp.io/natgeo and you can enter your picture.
Yeah. National
And if
Geographic.
you're not sure which ones to enter, you can always ask on the group page too. Remember, if you're going to post more than one picture a day, to put the other pictures in the comments, and you can kind of ask people like, oh, which one should I enter? Which one do you like better? And we can help you enter a really good picture.
Yeah, good idea. What's
Yeah.
more fun than travel photography?
I know, it's my favorite.
This is barely photography related.
I think it's everything related.
Bill Murray is awesome. You know more about this than I do.
Yeah, well, apparently a photographer was doing an engagement shoot, and she saw that the couple, while she was taking pictures of them, they just kind of were looking over her shoulder, really surprised. And she looked behind her, and Bill Murray had his shirt up and was like drumming on his stomach to make them laugh. And she asked him if he would join the pictures, get a picture with them, and he's really nice, so he did. I've heard crazy stories about this man.
I'm sure I'm glad they knew who he was, because it would have been totally creepy if you didn't know that he was somebody famous.
What would
He
happen?
acts like a crazy person, and the only thing that stops him from being that crazy hobo down the street is that he's rich and famous.
I know.
Because then you're like, oh, I'm so thrilled. This old guy showed me his belly and played drums on it.
I know. I already act like a crazy hobo, which is why I have to get rich and famous.
Yeah, you have to.
Because
then people will finally accept you.
yeah, they'll accept me. They'll have to. I'll pay for friends.
Oh, Bill Murray rules.
He does
I don't know.
rule.
He seems to be everywhere. It seems like on Reddit he pops
he
up
goes
like once
to
a
people's
month.
parties and
somewhere
stuff.
being
I heard
ridiculous.
this story once where he was in a friend of a friend. Ethan, our friend Ethan,
Yeah.
he said that his friend was in the airport and he was washing his hands in the bathroom, and he looked up and Bill Murray was there, and he did something like grab his nose. I can't remember. He did something ridiculous, and then he said, "Nobody's ever gonna believe you," and just walked away. That's crazy awesome.
He rules.
He does rule.
Chit-chat.
Where we look at your crazy YouTube comments and then respond, because apparently we're gluttons for punishment.
Chung K says, would love to see Samsung smartphone 4K versus GH4. And I am oddly qualified to do this because we've just spent the last 3 weeks filming with 4K and filming in 4K with GH4s
Yeah.
and my new Samsung S5. GH4 is better. It's $1,600 and a dedicated interchangeable lens camera. Of course, it's better. The Samsung S5 though is pretty awesome. The 4K video is nice and sharp. It's a little oversaturated with the way it processes it, and it doesn't have image stabilization at 4K. It's stabilized at 1080p, but if you shoot 4K, it's not stabilized. So as you're holding it, it's very shaky.
Yeah.
As steady as I can be, it's shaky if it's handheld. And but we've been using warp stabilizer on it. It cleans it right up. You just need to shoot a little wide because warp stabilizer is going to crop the edges a little bit.
Cropping shouldn't be much of an issue with 4K.
No, and you can stick 128 gig memory card in that smartphone,
nice.
Which is more than you can do on like an iPhone. So
wow.
You have plenty of room to record videos. Happy with it.
Peter Moore says, DP Review have finally added F number equivalencies in the reviews. When?
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Finally, one major media outlet is starting to do this. We'll see if we can get some of the other media outlets on board.
Before you get lynched?
Yeah.
You're like Thelma and Louise. You're just driving yourself over the cliff.
Then those other media outlets will have to start taking crap from all the commenters, though.
Yeah. Crop that, bitches, as you fly off a cliff. Great show as always. I love watching you two. However, I was disappointed by the lack of gratuitous Johnny Butters comments. You better not let Johnny Butters hear you say that.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Johnny Butters is the love child of Chuck Norris and Fonzie.
He's an American hero.
Yeah, he's just an all-around badass, a beautiful man, both inside and out. Mm-hmm. And I'm not afraid to say that.
I'm not afraid to say it either.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of him. Maybe he'll come on the show.
He probably would, because he's that good of a guy.
He is.
Yeah, he'll probably just show up like Bill Murray someday. And just walk right in.
That would be nice. Thank you, Johnny Butters.
With a 6-pack of beer in his hand. Oh, Johnny Butters, you rule. I see dead pixels. Great vid, Tony. This is about our Flash Modifiers review. Gotta say that the more I watch, the more I like. At first, I had you down as a little Ned Flanders.
Oakley dokley.
You've really opened my eyes, and you are a superstar. Little Ned Flanders. Yeah, I get that a lot because I come across as overly professional, I think. I'm not always drunk, after all.
You're sometimes drunk. Actually, you're not the one who gets drunk. Hey, I have a question. Speaking of us drinking, why am I always the one that catches shit? Like, we both drink, and then people were like, that Chelsea sure drinks a lot. I'm like, what? I'm a lady. Ladies are supposed to be drunk. That's what I learned.
That is what I was taught in college.
That's what I was taught in debutante. Stuart Doolittle. Hi, Tony. Been checking your videos and I'm beginning to get convinced that your book might be of great help. I went to the App Store but noticed you got 2 kinds of the same title. What's the difference between the 2? Thanks. One's completely empty. We're the Russian roulette of books. So take your pick. What's the difference? One was laid out in iBooks and the other one wasn't. But they have all the same content.
Yes, and once you register your book by sending us an email, we'll give you a link where you can access all the different versions optimized for every device. So you don't miss out on anything, even if you pick the wrong one.
You don't miss out on anything.
So don't sweat it, just buy it.
Let's go to those photo reviews.
Let's grab a drink.
Get my drink.
Look at some pictures.
Let's get irresponsible.
If you want to submit your own photo for review, just buy Stunning Digital Photography or a DVD series, and then submit your picture over at SDP Community under the Photos menu, and we'll take a look at it. We're a little backed up, but we get to pictures eventually.
Why can't we just do everything for free?
We do a lot.
Oh, we're all about the bottom line. Sorry.
All right.
I'm ruining everything.
Let's look at some pictures. Okay, we have 2 guests for our photo review today. Our daughter Madeline, and of course our producer Justin is joining us too. So we have quite a party here looking at pictures. What do you guys think of this first picture?
Maddie?
Yeah, I like how it's in a restaurant. That's cool. And I like all the words.
It's
a cool angle.
It's in a church.
Oh.
But sometimes you get to eat wafers and drink wine.
Yeah, that's true.
That is a church. I thought those were like wine casks or something, or like cases of wine or something. But
yeah, I like it. It's got a nice angle to it. It kind of leads the eye, but almost a little off frame. I wouldn't mind it if it was panned a little bit to the left, but I love all the depth in it. It's much more interesting than just taking a picture of these bricks. I wonder if that's a mausoleum.
Yeah, it looks like a mausoleum. I'd like to see it in black and white.
That's
There's another
nice.
mouse here if you guys want to go for it.
All right.
Cool.
I like it better in black and white too. Nice shot. Close up of a sewing machine. That's just my guess.
What is that?
Oh, yeah. I think it is a sewing machine.
Yeah,
cool.
that does look like a thread.
That's an interesting picture.
It is.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't know what to say about it either. I like it too. I'm not
I
sure.
look cool in black and white.
You want to see it in black and white?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like the apple doesn't fall
I was
far
just
from
gonna
the
say
tree.
that.
I think she's right. I think it looks better in black and white.
I prefer the color.
Really?
Yeah, you don't want to like crop that like crazy tight.
I kind of want to crop it too.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Because there is a lot of negative space around it that it isn't adding a whole lot to the picture. What do you guys think? Better here or better here?
I like it in.
You like it cropped?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I think I like it cropped too.
Wait. Oh, it undid the. What's going on with the crop?
That's weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that picture though. That was interesting.
It was.
This is a beautiful picture, and I recognize it. I've seen Colin Harley's other pictures that are similar,
Yes.
and I think this
Oh.
is the best one so far. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
like
that.
the reflection from the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the reflections too, and I love that cloud. It looks like you could just reach out and touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, compositionally, we have a perfect use of symmetry here. Reflections are a great time to use symmetry, so we put the horizon right in the middle. And the balance is nice too. This is the focal point, and it's kind of off to in the right third of the frame, rule of thirds. But then we have the grasses over here and the off-center clouds that balance the whole picture.
Yeah.
It all comes together
it's nicely
really
balanced.
nicely.
It's beautiful.
Good work,
Perfect
Colin.
lighting.
Yeah,
Right,
beautiful
the
lighting
is
too.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
I love the way the cloud is lit. Looks like a painting.
Yeah.
Here we have like a kind of country portrait, I
Yeah.
think. Got some barbed wire. She's got a dandelion, kind of a classic pose, but I don't know. Her expression doesn't seem to fit in with the mood at all.
I like it.
Like, what do you think her expression says, man?
What
Based-
is that cricket over there?
Yeah, like she's looking at something, but it's off camera.
I like the expression and everything. My only issue with the picture is the crop. Like there should just be a little more room near her arm here to
Yeah.
balance the picture a bit better.
I agree.
It's a bit claustrophobic, but I don't know. It seems like they did it for a reason. Like maybe there was a post there or something.
Yeah.
But I like that picture. Oh, this is
That's
a beautiful landscape.
It is.
Nice lighting.
Clouds are like perfect.
Yeah.
Is that from the curvature of the lens, or do you think the ground was that way?
I think there's some lens distortion going on. I think it's a super wide angle lens. But yeah, good eye, because if you look at the horizon here,
It
it's
tips
definitely
up.
arched
Oh,
like that.
right.
And it is kind of a weird effect. If you want the level horizon with like a fisheye lens, you need to put it right in the middle. And this is a cropped photo, I think. So maybe it wasn't right in the middle. It might have been like maybe the middle of the frame was actually up here.
You can fix that though.
Yeah, with the profile correction stuff. Lens
Yeah,
profile
lens
stuff.
Really? Will it
correction?
do that?
I think it will. I've definitely seen it do things like that before, I think.
Oh, it didn't. Yeah, we don't have
Didn't
the
pick up the
metadata.
lens.
We would need. They would need to do it, but
Yeah.
they could fix that if they wanted to. But yeah, that's a nice picture.
I wouldn't. I would love to see a llama in it, like a focal point. Don't you think?
I don't know. I think that it can work without a focal point, but
Okay, portrait. Very nice light. I think it looks like it's kind of an overcast skylight, but
I like the background.
she's got a nice catchlight in her eyes.
Yeah.
The background's
Clouds,
beautiful.
Like sideways.
Yeah, I like the tilt too.
Yeah, that's a Dutch tilt. Nice,
Yeah.
distinct Dutch tilt. Adds a little energy to the picture.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Great expression. Nice 3/4 or what is it? 7/8 angle in her head.
Oh, that's pretty.
That is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a nice, simple black background.
What are they playing?
I
No,
think
I think Cowboys
Cowboys coming.
downstairs.
We're gonna have 1/5 guest here. Our dog is coming downstairs. Yeah, nice shot. I like flower pictures with just a plain background.
Yeah.
You guys have further thoughts?
No, it's nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's
Ooh.
pretty.
It's like a yellow warbler to me.
Is that what that is?
I think so. Yeah, you see those sometimes.
I just took a picture of them last weekend, and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, they're pretty rare, and they're so jittery. Like they don't like to hang around at all. So if you got a picture of one, good on you because they're hard to catch.
It was tiny though. By the time
Yeah.
I got home, but that's beautiful.
Hi,
They are
Cowboy.
tiny birds.
Hi.
He's off camera, but our dog visited us.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, we can't zoom in any further, but it looks like it has great detail.
Yes.
Nice sharp picture, beautiful front lighting. You can see it has a nice catch light in the eyes because the sun is behind the photographer, just a little off camera right. Perfect. Everything came together. Beautiful background for you. Nicely
Yeah.
done.
He came
Gorgeous
down
bird.
because it's his dinner time.
Oh,
He's like, hey guys, you gonna work for my dinner time?
You want to say anything about that bird, man?
Yeah, it's really pretty. I like the coloring. I
Yeah.
like the tree. The tree's so perfect. The leaves.
Yeah. You know, it's such a good picture. I wouldn't mind seeing this kind of distraction taken out. This isn't going to look great, but
yeah.
I should have done heel instead.
That never used to bother me. Now Eric's got me thinking about those twigs and stuff all the time.
The opacity is down.
Hold on, let me make room for. Oh, there he goes. Good boy.
So with that out, or you could crop it a little tighter too. Just different things to consider.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
That is beautiful.
It
I
is.
like the sunset in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely that sky helps to make it nice, kind of long exposure on the water. Gives it the water that kind of cool
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
There's a lot of depth to the picture.
There is.
Yeah, depth and layers to the picture.
The bridge is cool too.
It is.
Like all really in focus though.
I'm going to say watch the haloing.
Yeah.
This might be a good time to do manually blending the exposures rather than using HDR software.
Yeah.
So chapter 9 of Stunning Digital Photography, or either chapter 9 or 11, has a video that'll show you how to do that. And it might work out a little more naturally.
You know what else I do?
What's that?
I like, I'll do an HDR version because some parts of the picture need it more than others.
Yes.
And then I bring the 2 layers into Photoshop and I do put a layer mask on and then I'll just like blend it.
Yeah, that is a really useful tool to have because one thing HDR will do is it will reduce the contrast in the whole picture.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you look at just the bottom half of the picture here, it's actually really low contrast. And I'd love to see more contrast brought back into that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things you could do by manually blending the exposures. A little advanced post-processing, but it's doable.
Wow.
Oh
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I
That's
saw
beautiful.
this,
I love
like,
this.
last week or something.
Yeah, it's
Oh, really?
gorgeous. You can see every feather.
Yeah.
Unbelievable detail.
I like the subtle watermark too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see a watermark.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's awesome for watermarks.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
I find them so distracting sometimes.
Yeah, me too. That one's good.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like a color gradient going to the beak or something.
Yeah, that's incredible. It almost looks like a flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a type of eagle, but I don't remember the species, but great shot. Didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Oh, that's a sweet picture.
First thing I notice is the balance here is a little off. Like, I feel like I wish there were more room down here.
Yeah, his little
And his
face
little
is
ears
so
are
cute.
clipped.
But still,
And-
it's a very cute shot.
I think the camera focused on the nose rather than the eye.
Yeah.
Little things to look out for, focus on the near eye, and just watch the edges of the frame a little bit.
Yeah.
Incredibly cute dog. Great lighting. Love
The
clean
expression is
background.
really good.
Yeah.
He seems like he's connecting with the camera, so that's good.
Yeah, that
Seems
can be
like
hard to
there's a
do.
treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he's like, you gonna give me that treat? Oh, this is a
another
great
Really cute dog
photo.
picture.
Wow, that lighting is beautiful.
It is.
I like his goofy expression.
Me too.
Yeah, great shot.
It's probably like squirrel.
Yeah, he's looking at something,
Yeah.
right?
It's so cute.
Definitely is.
Whoa.
We know. You know what this bird is, man?
Osprey.
There you go.
Very nice.
That's an osprey.
We saw a bald eagle today when we were driving.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
She found it, and then she saw an osprey too. She's got good eyes for seeing
Nice.
birds.
Beautiful light. He had the light to his back, like we always say. Good job, Brett. I want to say this bird might be kind of young because look at the way it's holding the fish.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Strange.
Wait, the young ones, their eyes are a different color. Aren't their eyes darker when they're young?
They're really gold color, and the color kind of fades. So he actually, his eyes don't make him look that young, but maybe he's just screwed up picking it up.
He is holding it in a funny way.
Yeah.
They don't usually kill it when they catch it, so they will flop around and they can have a hard time holding on.
Yeah.
But when they do it right, they have the bird like upright, just like it would swim.
And then facing into the wind to be aerodynamic.
Yeah, and it's facing into the wind, but it looks like it's like flopping around. So sometimes they struggle when they're young, but fantastic shot. Yeah, just keep at it. He's kind of heading away from you.
He's just turned away a little bit.
And I would bet that the wind was blowing from the right to the left here because they take off into the wind. So you want to make sure you have the wind to your back.
Yeah.
And then you can get them coming towards you.
It's a beautiful picture.
Oh, some tilt shift going on here. One of my favorite effects.
Yeah.
What does that look like to you, man?
People walking in the city.
Yeah. I was thinking it looks like a little miniature set, doesn't it?
They look small.
Like little Legos or something. Yeah, that's a tilt shift effect, which is cool. It might actually be a real tilt shift camera. Sometimes it's faked with special effects.
It doesn't look fake to me.
Usually it's faked, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Incredibly
tilt shift
expensive.
cameras are so expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
lenses are so expensive.
I like how the lights, they're all like dotted in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful shot. If you go out a little earlier, get a little color in the sky. That's nice.
Wow. That's
What kind of bird is that?
Hummingbird.
What type of hummingbird?
Ruby-throated.
That's right. That's my
Wow.
girl, ruby-throated hummingbird.
Very nice.
And it's a beautiful shot of it too.
Yeah.
It is.
Just
I think
great
It
detail.
looks just a little bit over processed to me. Do you see how the stick is starting to look like a painting?
Yeah, we don't have the metadata for this one, but oh, we do. ISO 200. I was gonna say it looks like it was shot at a high ISO and
Yeah.
then had the noise reduction cranked up because it has that waxy look.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It still looks nice though.
Yeah. What about the background? How did it get to be that dark, you think?
Probably a flash.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying.
So the
Yeah.
bird's illuminated, the background's not. Because they shot it at ISO 200 and it looks like, I don't know. Maybe they actually had like a little beauty dish or something. It looks like a nice round catch light in its eyes.
A little hummingbird beauty dish.
Yeah. Great shot. Wow. Gorgeous waterfall.
That is.
1.5 seconds. That's how you get the feathery look to the water. That's about the minimum that you can do to get the beautiful look on the water. I love
Yeah.
the sun kind of peeking through.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the sun there too. It's a nice shot.
Like the curve
Yeah.
at the bottom.
We have a little bit more going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I like that even more.
Yeah, now I
Yeah.
love that.
I thought there was
Even
something
better.
kind of missing in the picture, and that foreground
Yeah,
was
for
enough.
F8, I was like, everything seemed really sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, we have some HDR processing going on here, which is lowering the contrast a little bit, and I wouldn't mind seeing some of the contrast restored down here.
Yeah, you can just blend it in. You can just add a layer in Photoshop, put the original picture there, and then just kind of blend in the contrast.
Yeah, but I actually like the HDR effect because it gives it like an ethereal look almost.
Yeah, it does.
Definitely, yeah.
Wow. Looks like a perfect butterfly picture.
That's
So in
beautiful.
focus, yeah.
Yeah, they lined up the camera perfectly with the wings because if the butterfly were tilted a little to the side, you'd see part of it out of focus and that would
Yeah.
be distracting. So you lined it up perfect, beautiful background, gorgeous colors,
I love that one.
perfectly done.
Looks like eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that like an evolutionary thing?
Yeah,
to
to
scare
scare
off
away.
birds and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, good points, guys. Yeah, fake eyes up here so predators think
Right.
it's like some animal with
It
two
also
eyes.
works on me. I was like, ah!
Oh God! Yeah, I didn't want to eat it. Actually.
So this one, I think that the bird is the subject and it's a bit underexposed.
Yeah.
Let's try, I don't think we'll be able to rescue it, but let's just see if we can.
That's a good start. I mean, that really brought
What about
out a
black
lot
and
of...
white?
Oh, you want to see it in black and white? Wow.
I like the black and white idea too because I'm distracted by like the reds up here.
That's true.
Yeah, I think you're right. I like it better
That's
in black and
cool.
white. But yeah. Wow, that's
Speaking of black and white,
beautiful.
I'll zoom in on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at the muscle on it.
And like the eye. It's
I
like
love the eyes, yeah.
the
Yeah.
light
those
is
eyes,
reflecting off
right.
of the eye.
Yeah. That's a beautiful picture.
Yeah, fantastic horse portrait. I wonder how they got the black background so clean.
Yeah.
There's a backlight here, which is really important because that backlight is making a rim light around the edge of the subject and separating it from the background. Otherwise, this dark colored horse would just blend right in. But the backlight just makes the picture.
Yeah, that's
fantastic
beautiful.
work with it.
That's like braided. The mane is braided or something on the
Yeah.
other side.
He's all blinged out with jewelry.
Yeah.
That's the Western.
Oh,
The
really?
Western horses. They put a lot of like silver on the bridle and stuff.
Huh.
I think I saw this in the group. I like the off-center composition.
Yeah, it's an unusual portrait.
It's unusual, but that makes it striking because we see so
Yeah.
many just
Yeah.
traditional portraits.
That's really cool.
What do
Yeah.
you think, Mad?
I like it. His eyes are like so sharp.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Yeah.
think it definitely added to it that they didn't, I think it was his intent not to polish the portrait there.
Yeah.
You can see, the cells and stuff in his face. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the rugged look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps out a lot. Wow, actually crazy detail on that.
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, great picture.
aw.
We've
Yeah.
seen this.
Yeah, I wonder if we did this in a photo review or just on the group, but either way we can move on.
We did this one too.
It's possible that
And
there's
this one.
some...
Oh, yeah.
this one.
These are starting to seem familiar.
Okay, this
That's-
is new.
That's new.
That's cute.
That's
That's
beautiful.
really
I've never
beautiful.
seen that bird before.
No.
Like
I
ever.
have no idea, but it looks like it's crying
It
almost.
should be called the
Yeah.
kiss bird.
Yeah.
There's what is a little tiny falcon that has
Yeah.
a similar marking. I wonder if it's impersonating a falcon.
I don't know.
That's
You should ask.
so beautiful, though.
I should ask it.
Yeah.
Should accuse it of ripping off the falcon. So I do want to crop it down a little bit.
I don't know, I liked what they were doing, the top of the reed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a great picture. The background gets a little noisy just
Yeah.
because, but there's actually, I always did this in Photoshop before, and I just recently learned that you can go in and, I already forgot. Where the heck is it?
What?
Do you remember that tool is, Justin? The one that just lets you, the
The
masking.
masking, yeah. I just was playing with that last night a little bit.
It's right there. Yeah.
It's kind of subtle, though, unless you really... Like, I
Yeah,
can't...
so if you use the masking tool here, it'll just
Oh,
sharpen
right.
the parts of the picture that have the detail. So we can kind of sharpen the bird up a little bit, which helps, and then crank up the noise reduction. So that'll clean up the background while not losing too much detail in the bird. Just a good way to balance
Wow.
detail.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
This must
Is
be.
it zoomed in? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's beautiful light. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Like, great use of foreground.
What's the f-stop? Does it say up there? I can't quite...
No, we don't have the metadata for it. I don't know why we don't always get it.
It must be pretty high, though, right?
Yeah, great shot. I kind of want to go Ansel Adams with this.
Yeah.
But the colors are so beautiful.
Yeah, you're right. The colors are
Yeah.
real nice.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see these whites a little more blown out. I actually think we could expose it a little brighter. Maybe not quite that much, but drop the highlights a little bit.
Yeah, I love that picture.
That's perfect.
Yeah, nicely done. Great shot. What a handsome portrait.
My only concern is that his face, the lighting on his face is not very good.
Yeah, the sun is kind of off to the left side.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's shining this odd light on his
I
face.
like
I'd either put his back completely to
I
the
like
sun.
these in the background.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's
the
nice.
grass.
Yeah, you're
Grass and
right.
leaves,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that. I like that he is in the grass. I like the background too.
Yeah.
But I think I'd either put his back to the sun or put him in the shade or something just to have softer light on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice picture.
With guys that like to have them hook their thumb on their pocket, you got to give them something to do with their
Yeah,
hands.
you've got to put their thumb outside of their pocket if you
Yeah.
have your model do that.
Or their thumb in and their hands out. But
Yeah.
it's a little better looking than having their whole hand in there. Great shot, though.
Oh, we saw this picture.
We did.
We saw this one.
Okay, sorry, we have some duplicates in here.
Oh,
This one.
right. This is Johnny Butters. Do you remember? You were
Oh,
talking about
Johnny Butters.
Johnny
This-
Butters.
You said that was the most dangerous jungle gym in the world.
It is.
So here we have a panorama.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous, yeah.
It looks like you could just fold it in half and it would go equally.
Oh, you think it's symmetrical?
Yeah. Oh, I see a little bit of artifacting over here to the right, just from the panorama processing. But great shot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change anything
So
except
cool.
maybe cleaning up the.
That?
Is that what that is? It
I
looks
thought it was a
like.
cloud.
I thought it was just sun coming through, but
Oh, really?
You
I
might-
thought it was an artifact of the panorama stitching, but maybe it's not. I
you
can't.
might be right.
I can't see it close up.
Never
Oh,
panorama
Yeah.
it's some sort of artifact.
Really?
Oh, like a plane.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that.
Whoa.
We saw this
That's-
one.
Yes, this one's.
Wow, I wonder why there's so many repeats. This is
Poor
interesting.
organization on our part.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You're counting them?
13.
Yeah.
Oh no, 14.
What suggestions do you guys have?
Crop.
Yeah,
Go for it. What do you? I don't know exactly what that would be.
but also
I think I would
They're
just.
a little bit like blurry
it might get
to me.
Yeah, it
I
might
think-
be a little blurry because it's so
yeah.
hazy.
and hence
Yeah.
why they didn't crop. But that's not bad.
Maybe.
Should be a little bit brighter. Oh yeah.
Maybe put the vibrance up so it's not. Either put the vibrance up so that the color of their beaks matter, or just go completely black and white and make it about form. But you would have to play around with that. Put up the contrast.
I like the contrast up with the bright.
I think I liked it in color.
Yeah, me too.
You liked it brightened up like that.
Yeah.
You know, what if we went a little unconventional with the composition? What if we cropped it, but went way off center? Maybe not. I wish I could actually add more sky up here. I don't know, just a thought.
That's cool too.
Yeah.
We did this one. Oh,
That's cute.
It is.
The horse is so like pretty, like it's like looks
shiny.
like silk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
great
texture.
processing on it.
Yeah.
Great colors. Good
I like the
moment.
background.
Yeah, it's
That's
a good
cool.
photo.
Yeah. It adds to the
It's like
story,
old
right?
fashioned, yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. They're looking at each other. That's cute.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I
That's
want
nice.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the blueberries in the background. Like it shows how you made it.
Yes, exactly. I was just thinking that. Good eye, man. Yeah, a little bit of the storytelling too.
Yeah,
It's so much better with
also-
those. If you took that out, the picture would be so boring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
the fork.
And the fork too. You're right. They've definitely purposely put all these kind of storytelling elements in there.
And it's on a plate.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. In my mouth.
I noticed
Yeah, looks
on
good.
the Facebook community, someone posted like a piece of a cake. Is it standard in food photography to have like the very back end blurred like that? Is that like a standard food shot, or
That's pretty common, yeah, to
Is
blur
it?
out a lot of the food and
Just the
just kind of
very edge?
focus in on something. Yeah.
Because I would have probably had the whole thing in focus for me, except
Yeah.
for the back of the plate. But you know,
I didn't notice the depth of field, but now I'm kind of thinking like I wish this foreground part were in focus.
Yeah, the foreground.
Maybe this should be in focus too.
oh, I didn't even notice it.
So I don't know if
Yeah.
standard or not, but you're right. A little more depth of field might be good,
Looks good.
Yeah.
but I didn't notice it at first.
How would they
Oh.
get up there? Airplane.
Um,
The traffic jam. That's cool.
I hate to make a guess, but is that from the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, right. It has to be that that structure, whatever that structure is in Paris.
Is it Arch the Champions?
You guys
We
have
were
been
like
there, not
just
me.
there.
Yeah.
We were there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but I don't know. Why are we guessing?
I don't know. Anyway,
Someone's
great
getting
shot,
hot water.
perfect symmetry. You got a very clear day.
I would
so
just,
it shows
I would
great
warm it
detail.
up a little bit because the sun looks low and it would naturally be warm. So I think you can warm it up a tiny bit.
I kind of want to see more contrast in it. Where's my histogram?
Are these trees? Like these brown
Yeah.
stripes? I couldn't tell what those were.
Those are cool.
I think adding some contrast to it
Yeah.
helped, right? It was a little washed out just from the haze.
Definitely.
Just because you're shooting at a long distance and there's a lot of atmosphere between you and the subject.
Milady.
Did we see this one?
I think so.
Okay. And so it's a cool picture with the motion. I wish we could
Something's
see
got to
it.
be
It's
still.
going away, and we don't see its eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one eye.
Do you recognize that type of bird, man?
Chick.
Yeah, it's a chickadee. It's a different type than we have here, but it is a chickadee.
Wow.
It's a sweet picture.
Yeah, it looks like a prom
It's like
photo.
cool.
I
Yeah.
really want it in black and white.
Yeah, it is
Nice.
better in black and white.
I like it better in black and white because his vest, because they don't have eye contact, his vest was stealing all of the attention.
You're absolutely
It is
right.
distracting, yeah.
But now I look at their faces.
Good job with the lighting. The sun's behind them, so it's lighting up their hair, but not casting terrible shadows on their face.
It's cute.
What?
Oh,
A dead
Sunflower.
yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it took me a second too.
Somebody's working with the trial version of Photomatics.
Yeah. I don't think the spot color is doing anything for your picture here. So,
Is it spot color?
I don't see any spot color.
isn't this the only thing in color down here?
I don't know. It didn't bump me as unnatural. I just thought the flower didn't have any color in
Me
it. But
too.
Oh.
you're right. Maybe it would have color.
But you could be right.
It looked like it to me.
Well, cool shot. I like
It is
the
a
overall
cool
mood
shot.
of it. You did a good job with the
wanna say.
processing to highlight the mood.
Oh no, maybe you're right. It's just a very gray shot. Very desaturated.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I like
It
the
is.
color and the wings and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's like feathers are poking up.
Yeah.
And it's not
There's
like
little-
distracting in the background.
Yeah.
It's almost all the same.
So I think they set up several different flashes to get the bird well lit, but they did a great job of balancing the foreground light and lighting on the bird and the background because it's not a completely black background. We still got some detail in
Yeah,
the
it's
background.
beautiful.
It's a wonderful hummingbird picture. They're so hard to photograph. They move so fast, so fast. It looks like it might be, there's a little ghosting going on because of the flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can bump the shutter speed up a little, but then you would lose the background light. So
No, I
Anyway.
think it looks good.
yeah, great shot. It's really, there's no, you have to make a compromise somewhere. Wow.
That's a great
stellar
shot.
picture.
Yeah.
This strikes you just right away. You don't need to process it. This would definitely stop you in your tracks
Yeah.
in a gallery.
Yeah, the color's like boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And the
there's
building in the background, like they're actually going somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple ways the lines are working here. Like everybody's looking over here, so it draws your eyes right here, but their bodies are also forming a line.
It's the only thing I would blend. I would blend the sky in better, just because you're getting something weird
Yeah,
happening.
the edges around leaves are just so
There's
hard
like a
to
ton
blend.
of edge glow. So
That's one of those cases where you got to bring in the original picture.
Yep.
Even if it's just around the trees, just blend it in with a nice soft
yeah,
brush.
just put your opacity down and use a soft brush and just blend it so that it doesn't look unnatural. Because that's the only thing that tipped off to me that it was processed.
Yeah, but the sky doesn't need to be blue for this photo. I would just go ahead and bring in the original sky. Do you think the sky needs to be blue?
I think so. Up here it would be natural, but I'd just fade it out at the bottom along the tree line. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Less
I broke
than 20
it.
megabytes.
Oh, yeah, we're running out of space. I guess better make sure that the other recording is working. So how long have we been at this? Is it time to
Yeah, it's time to wrap it
call
up.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great picture to end on. Absolutely stellar picture. Thanks so much for joining us. If you want to submit your own photo, buy Stunning Digital Photography or the DVD.
Stunning Digital Photography by Tony Northrup. I'm on the cover, drowning. And then you'll get access to a group and we'll review your pictures.
And Justin, where do they go to submit their picture?
SDP.io.
/link.
Right.
No.
That's the live show.
Oh,
That's
that's
a
the
live
live
show.
show. Oops.
They
they
go
go
to
to-
SDP Community.
There you go.
Public photo review.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
And then on
Okay.
the photos menu there, you'll see a link to submit your picture.
Yep.
Thanks so much and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.